Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, we will now enter the table topics portion of our meeting. Do we have any volunteers for today's table topics?
I volunteer.
Okay, remind me your first name.
Samuel.
Sam, why don't you come on up?
I know, it's been a while. I'm sorry.
Didn't know who you were anymore.
Everybody, please join me in welcoming Sam to the stage.
Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks.
Okay, Sam, your topic today is what habit could you change that would greatly impact the outcome of your life? What habit could you change that would greatly impact your life?
I believe that the number one habit that would impact my life is going to bed on time. It requires a lot of more than willpower, because willpower is pretty much useless when going up against your wife's willpower to want to stay up and watch movies. And when that's a very short amount of time you actually get to visit with your spouse, sometimes that's what you do, instead of going to bed when you should and getting up early. I try to get up early as much as possible, but going to bed on time, I believe, would be the number one habit that would impact my life. Second to, or in combination with, pre-planning my next day. I finally watched The Greatest Showman for our anniversary on Saturday, and it was truly inspiring. It was an inspiring movie about dreams and what are we really willing to fight for. And I think that if I went to bed early, pre-planning my day, then I also would be seeing my dreams, and I would probably not be actually sleeping, but I'd be resting and excited to get up the next day and hit the ground running to accomplish my dreams, rather than dragging getting out of bed because I feel like I didn't get enough sleep, when in reality is I probably overslept. So that's what I would do. I'm trying to do this. It is difficult.
Those 2 minutes sometimes seem forever.
Do we have a second volunteer? Marianne, come on up. Everybody give her a hand. This question is in no way indicative of your age. However, your topic is, what advice would you give your younger self? What advice would you give your younger self?
The advice I'd give my younger self would be, you can do anything you want to do. Now, my younger self was a lot different than I am now. In fact, my younger self, even 10 years ago, is a lot different than I am now. When I was young, I was so timid, so shy. Some things had happened to me when I was very young, and it kind of took the power of myself away from me. And I felt like I was a nobody. And I would just walk around like this. And I wouldn't talk to people. Very, very few people. So myself now would tell that younger self, you know what, Marianne? You are wonderful, and I understand things happen in life. And it was very traumatic for you. But you are wonderful, and I want to keep that. Keep that in your heart always, Marianne. Always know that no matter what trauma comes into your life, you can overcome it, and you can be the best person ever. And that is the advice I would give this younger self, because I know who she is, and I know her potential. And you know what? I know how she's going to affect the entire world. So as a young self, growing up very shy and timid, not talking to other people, would be the very person who would change people's lives in the entire world. So, young Marianne, you can do anything, and you will, and hold that into your heart always and forever. And that's what I would tell my younger self.
Oh, wait, no, it's...
Oh, no, it's not me.
She's like,
Got a little excited there, Jill. Do we have a third volunteer for table topics? Or do I have to start pointing?
actually, we're not supposed to have volunteers. You're supposed to point, period. Yeah,
Okay.
just moving on.
Carolyn, would you like to do table topics today? Come on, everybody give her a hand.
Probably our last one though, because.
Yeah, we gotta get to the
Perfect.
evaluators.
Carolyn? Carolyn, your table topic is, what is one fear you have overcome and how did you do it? What is one fear you've overcome and how did you do it?
I relate to Marianne. It was much safer to not be seen and not be heard than to decide to step into that place where you are seen and heard. How did I do it? I just decided that I was a person that was worth being seen and heard. I didn't wait for someone to tap me on the shoulder and say, Carolyn, now you have my permission. I had to decide that when I was in that hallway imagining a light at the end of the tunnel with a door that was cracked open with the light streaming in, that I wanted to be in that light instead of in the shadow. I told myself it was time to get out in the world, be with other people, make new friends, and embrace the fact that I actually had something to contribute, after all, and that my voice was meant to be heard.
Thank you to all those who participated in table topics. We'll now turn the time back over to Jill.